Hey, how you doing, everybody? Thank you, Terry, for the introduction. As Terry said, I'm Drew Webb. I'm a sales manager with Tremco Canada, and I'm here to talk to you about the exciting world of federal sealant regulations. So, just a little outline of the presentation I'm going to give here. I'm going to talk about what VOCs are, kind of the context of why we're discussing this, the new Canadian regulations that were put in place, and some of the technical information that will affect you as the end user of these products. So what are VOCs, or volatile organic compounds? They're basically chemicals that vaporize or off gas from sealants and other products at room temperature, and they lead to pollution. So when they react with nitrogen, you can see in this picture what they form, quite a bit of smog. So we really want to get rid of that. The major contributors in our industry of VOCs are paints, adhesives, and sealants. So they can have a major impact on health and the environment. So there's been a big push over the years to try to reduce these. So you can see it's considered a toxic substance. So obviously, the less of these we have, the better. So just a little bit of the context. We haven't had very good VOC regulations in Canada over the years, and this is starting to change. We've got an agreement in place with the US to try to reduce our air pollution overall. The ozone annex, fancy way of saying an amendment to the act, was added to help combat transboundary air pollution to reduce smog and increase air quality. So these new regulations are basically designed to help us meet our commitments that we've made both nationally and internationally to try to combat air pollution. So the VOCs do play a huge role in that. So these reductions, as I talked about before, should lead to better air quality and better health outcomes for people in general. So the regulation, it was introduced. You can see that's a website where you can get it from. It is very long, very convoluted. It took everybody a while to figure out exactly what they were asking for from us. But the most important points of this is that it came into effect January 1st of this year. So basically, what that means is that Canadian manufacturers are no longer allowed to manufacture these high VOC sealants, adhesives, uh, and caulkings, and you can't import them either. So you can't find something from a country that allows higher VOC levels and bring it into the country. So this particular part of the legislation applies to personal care products, automotive and household, adhesives, adhesive removers, sealants, and caulks, and some other products as well. So obviously we're going to focus on the adhesives and sealants and caulks. So um, again, it is 100% prohibited for us as manufacturers or importers to use these highly solvated products now. There are a couple of exemptions, and these are when you're manufacturing them for export only, if they're in less than 30 mil containers, or if they're just being transported through the country. So this column here shows the full portion of the legislation that relates. I know it's a bit of an eye chart, but I just wanted you to focus on D there. D shows that this does not apply to clear caulking. Now, the big reason for that is clear caulking is notoriously difficult to make. A lot of caulkings and sealants use a product called carbon black, which you can't use in clear for obvious reasons. You don't want it to be black. So that one, the clear products are exempt from this. All other colors are expected to meet the regulations. So the four major types of sealant technologies out there, I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of these. I'll give you an example of a Tremco product for each because those are the ones I know. Silicone would be something like Tremsil 600, your NeutroCure products often used in a glazing application. Polyurethanes used more so in commercial installations would be something like Dimonic 100. Hybrids, which combine different technologies together to try to maximize the positive benefits, would be something like a Dimonic FC. And the one that is really affected by this are the thermoplastics. This is the go-to technology, usually for residential installers. It's really easy to use. It's got self-leveling properties that basically come from being highly solvated because it's off-gassing, so it shrinks a bit and it has that nice effect where it lays down. So this is the one that's going to be affected the most. More of an install play. There is some implant use for thermoplastics, becoming less and less, but installers, especially in Ontario, I believe Alberta as well, Manitoba, they still kind of move towards the thermoplastics as their exterior sealant. So this is where we're going to land. This is where this is becoming the biggest issue. A lot of the manufacturers who do make thermoplastic sealants have found new technologies, uh, been able to modify their formulas in order to meet the regulations that are out there now. So that's about all I got. I just wanted to give everyone a quick update on what's coming down the line. I know we've been getting a lot of questions about it as we've changed our products. And it's important to know, so you know when you're dealing with your installers or any of your implant products that may fall into this category, that there will be some changes, or there are changes right now. So if anybody has any questions about this, please let me know. Yes, Mr. Flaherty?
He's learning.
Yeah, a slow learner. Any impact on the performance of the product?
From what we've seen, no, it's been nothing but positives. This is something that's actually made us improve on a formula. It's a really old technology. So the fact that we're updating it is actually a positive right now. So it's gotten rid of some of the negative things associated with it. Obviously, the obvious ones being the VOCs, and allowed us to improve on some of the other performance aspects of the sealant as well.
So as long as you're not going on the dark web and buying your sealants from, you know,
I know there is a major market out there.
Yeah, I know it's a big
Dark
it's a big item. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're probably no impact to your actual operation. Really.
No, it shouldn't be. It should be a fairly seamless transition for your installers.
There was a discussion yesterday about PFAS. Is there anything that you can share with us about that in the composition of your materials?
It's not something that's come up for us that's a major concern, but I'm not a chemist, so I don't know off the top of my head. It's something we can definitely get you more information on if you want. Though.
It was a big conversation yesterday, so you can count on getting some emails asking about that.
All right, super. I look forward to it.
So is this just being monitored now, or are there any like mandates or timelines for use and not use?
The end users can still use these products while they're still available, but from my understanding, all the major manufacturers of thermoplastics in Canada and North America, because you haven't been able to use thermoplastics in the US for a long time now, have switched over their operation to compliant products. So in the marketplace, I believe there's, depending on where you're looking, you may see it around for the next 2 or 3 months, and then it'll be all the new stuff only.
Yeah, thanks.
So you said the performance doesn't change. Does it change its use, like how it comes out of the gun, how it tools? Is there any differences when the concoction has changed?
Yeah, that was obviously a major concern with us when we were reformulating. We really wanted to be the
Slumping and more slump.
Yeah, no, none of that has really changed. If anything, like I said, there's been improvements in the idea that there's less bubbles, the cure time's more consistent on it. The colors are a lot more vibrant when we put them in, so that like I was expecting a lot more issues. We tested it for about 18 months and found that we didn't get any consistent negative feedback from anyone. They found it to be a very seamless transition. So even this, like the self-leveling quality of the sealant is still there as well, even though there's significantly less VOCs in it.